If you've ever winced when paying your taxes, you should relate to today's lesson. For this is the day when Jesus talked about paying our taxes, giving unto Caesar. But like the second side of a coin, this passage also has a second message, and that one could be a real game changer for you. Today's passage is a long one. This is a large section of Scripture where Jesus wins one debate after another with his enemies. Included in the mix, some unforgettable teaching for his followers. And bracketing the entire section are two stories about coins. In the first of these two stories, Jesus was asked a question about taxes. The question was designed as a trap. If Jesus affirms Rome's right to collect taxes, he's going to lose some popularity among his followers, among the people who think the taxes are too high. Of course, if he tells people not to pay their taxes, he'll be labeled as an insurrectionist. And for that crime, he could be executed. Instead, Jesus flipped the script on his enemies. First, he asked someone for a coin. Jesus held it up and said, "Whose image is on this?" And that's embarrassing in and of itself, since engraved images were forbidden in the temple. This conversation is taking place dangerously close to sacred space. At the same time, Jesus also comes across as a person so poor he doesn't even have a coin on him. And lots of people relate to that feeling. Jesus was one of them. Then came the famous line, "Give back to Caesar what is Caesar, and to God what is God's." You know, it's easy to focus on what Rome wanted. After all, paying taxes is a part of our lives, even today. And if you've taken a good look at all the taxes you pay, it can be stunning. And if you've ever been behind on a tax bill, it can be oppressive. But have you ever thought about what belongs to God? Because Jesus also said, "Give to God what is God's." The image of Caesar is on a coin, but the image of God is on you. The government may own a portion of what's in your pocket, but God owns you. God owns all of you. You know, every person in that audience that day, every Jewish person knew the most famous passage in their scripture. Indeed, included in this part of Mark's gospel is a question that comes from a teacher of the law. The man is respectful. He had admired the way Jesus was handling these debates. "Teacher," he asked, "of all the commandments, which one is the most important?" "The most important one," answered Jesus, "is this. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength." Jesus added, "The second one is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. There's no commandment greater than these." Well, there's the lesson. Rome wants part of your life. God demands all of it. And if you love God, the way to live is to love the people God has put around us. Love them the way we would want them to love us. So, give God everything and live as a responsible member of your community. That will invariably include paying your taxes. Now, there's a second story about coins that serves as a nice finish for all this teaching. At some point on this same day, Jesus sat down and watched how people handled their money at the temple. Some of them gave large amounts. Some, sadly, made a show of what they were giving. The collection vessels at the temple, they're made of metal. So if you gave a lot of money, it's all coins, you could make a lot of noise. And in return, at least in a sense, you could get a lot of applause, a lot of respect. A poor widow walks up in the midst of this show and put in 2 small copper coins in the collection vessel. It was hardly enough to notice. Certainly there was no show on her part. She just gave humbly and walked away. But Jesus noticed, and he liked what he saw. Of all the people Jesus met in his ministry, she's really the only one, in effect, who received a standing ovation from Jesus. Calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, "Truly, I tell you, this poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. They all gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on." There is no certain amount of money God expects you to give away. Clearly, God expects us to be generous, and He expects us to pay our taxes. But the main point is the first point. God's image is on you. So, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give yourself completely to God.